Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving deep into the vivid themes and sheer structural brilliance of Surah Fatir. This deeply profound chapter takes us on a pretty fascinating journey. We'll be moving through cosmology, the intricacies of the natural world, human psychology, and ultimately the final outcomes of the choices we make. We're going to explore exactly how this narrative builds its case, pulling us all the way from the absolute grandeur of creation right down to the stark realities of individual accountability. So, let's jump right in.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with the power of the Creator, then move into warnings against deception, followed by signs in the natural world. After that, we'll analyze some really striking metaphors of faith, break down the three categories of believers, and finally, look at the final destinies.
All right, Part 1, Power of the Creator, the Cosmic Architecture. Our very first thematic stop establishes the ultimate overarching authority of the Creator over literally everything in existence.
The text directly challenges us with this exact question. And, rather than just stating a fact, it demands our active reflection. By asking if there is any other provider from the heavens and the earth, the text deliberately strips away any intermediary forces. It zeroes our attention in on a singular, ultimate source of sustenance. It's such an engaging way to ground the audience before the narrative really starts to expand.
Now think about this specific visual imagery for a second. Angels equipped with 2, 3, and even 4 pairs of wings. This isn't just some fantastical description. It serves a really fascinating purpose. It tangibly represents that creation is not a static, one-time event. The text explicitly follows up this image by stating that the Creator adds to his creation as he wills. It completely emphasizes a dynamic, ongoing power that totally defies human limitations. Moving right along to Section 2, Warnings Against Deception, the World, and the Enemy. Moving down from the heavens, the text issues a stark, immediate warning about our earthly realm. The crucial takeaway here is how the text explicitly categorizes Satan. We're not just talking about an abstract concept of bad behavior here. No, it frames him as an active, hostile deceiver. It literally tells the reader, take him as an enemy. The human experience is framed as one that is actively under threat by deceptive forces, both the allure of worldly life and this very specific adversary. And the ultimate goal of this deception, that's laid bare too, to drag followers into the companions of the blaze. Talk about an immediate sense of stakes, right? Which brings us to Part 3, Signs in the Natural World, Life, Death, and Diversity. Let's see how the text builds its case using the tangible, physical world we interact with every single day. The text actually chronologically traces human biological existence to emphasize intricate design. It starts with the absolute most humble of origins, dust. Then it moves up to the microscopic, a drop of fluid. Finally, it addresses the incredibly complex social and biological reality of humanity being made into pairs. By mapping out this specific biological sequence, the argument for a deliberate creator feels incredibly immediate. It's deeply personal because it's grounded in undeniable, observable reality. And look at how it illustrates extreme natural diversity. Take the visual of mountains with white, red, and raven black paths. That's a reality we actually see in geological phenomena today, like the Rainbow Mountains in China. It highlights the aesthetic beauty and incredible variety in our planet's geology. Pair that with the cosmic precision of the sun, the moon, the seamless alternation of night and day, and the life-giving cycle of rain reviving dead land. The text makes a powerful argument that such synchronized, majestic diversity absolutely cannot be an accident. Next up is Section 4, Striking Metaphors of Faith, the Visual Dichotomies. This is where we hit a series of rapid-fire dichotomies that the text uses to separate belief from disbelief. Notice the use of sensory deprivation versus sensory clarity as a metaphor for spiritual awareness. By comparing the blind to the seeing and the darkness to the light, this abstract spiritual state suddenly feels incredibly visceral. It implies that possessing the truth is like having perfect, clear vision in a brightly lit space. Ignoring those signs, on the other hand, is akin to stumbling around in absolute pitch-black darkness. It's a remarkably effective way to communicate spiritual reality through something we can physically understand. And the contrast continues to escalate here. It moves from mere comfort right to the ultimate binary of life and death. Escaping intense heat into a cool shade is a totally universal human relief, and the text uses this to describe the comfort of true belief. But then, it jumps to the absolute extreme, the living versus the dead. It firmly asserts that someone whose heart is closed off to these natural and cosmic signs is, for all intents and purposes, spiritually deceased, contrasting sharply with the vibrant energy of the living.
Now think about this metaphor of the two seas. One is sweet and fresh, the other overwhelmingly bitter. In oceanography, phenomena like haloclines actually exist, where fresh and saltwater meet but just don't seamlessly mix. Yet, and this is beautiful, humanity derives benefit from both. You can catch fish and extract ornaments from both of them. It acknowledges the vast complexities of the world while still maintaining that a fundamental difference in spiritual taste absolutely exists.
I actually want to pause on this quote for a second, because it's so incredibly powerful. It elevates scholars and the knowledgeable as the ones who truly grasp these natural and spiritual signs. The text makes a direct link between intellectual pursuit, studying the clouds, the mountains, biology, the cosmos, and true spiritual awe. It's essentially saying that reverence isn't just about blind faith, it's the natural byproduct of deeply understanding the intricate complexities of the universe. The more you know, the more you stand in awe.
Okay, Section 5. 3 categories of believers, the inheritors of the book. The text then narrows its focus down to the followers of the Scripture, dividing them into 3 distinct groups.
This breakdown highlights that even among believers, the text recognizes a real spectrum of commitment and moral execution. It's incredibly realistic, honestly. It doesn't treat believers as some perfect monolith. First, you have those who wrong themselves, meaning they fall short, they make mistakes. Second, there are those who are moderate, fulfilling their basic duties. And third, those who proactively race ahead to do good deeds. This categorization brings a deep psychological realism to the text, fully acknowledging the messy, everyday reality of human striving.
Finally, we reach Section 6, the final destinies, ultimate consequences. This explainer ultimately brings us to the very end of the funnel, the diverging paths of the afterlife.
Here, the eternal rewards of peace and luxury are starkly contrasted against the relentless, inescapable torment described for those who reject the truth. On one side, the focus is on ultimate relief, gold, pearls, and silk, totally devoid of sorrow or fatigue. It is the absolute peak of physical and emotional safety. Conversely, the description of hell is marked by sheer despair. The text emphasizes that there is no death to end the suffering, and cries for a second chance to do good are explicitly rejected. Why? Because the time for action was during the earthly life.
We'll end this explainer with a profound thought taken straight from the text's conclusion, leaving us all to really ponder the weight of the time we've been given. The chapter closes by pointing out a striking reality. If every wrong was punished instantly, the earth would literally be empty. The fact that the world continues to spin isn't an endorsement of human actions, it's a deliberate delay. It's a grace period. The text leaves you with a lingering, powerful sense of accountability. Considering the massive signs in nature, the clarity of the metaphors, and the ultimate destinies we've just explored together, the final question gets turned right back onto you. How will you use the time you have right now